Hi everyone, welcome to our channel RMJ Tales. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some important information about how people living outside UK can migrate to the UK as a teacher. So I'll be sharing with you 4 different ways how people can migrate. The first one being people who don't have any degree. The second, people who have a degree, who have a qualification as a teacher and who have some experience as a teacher. The third being people who have a degree, who have some teaching experience but do not have any teaching qualification. And the fourth being people who do have a degree but do not have any teaching experience or any teaching qualification. So let's dive into the video. So before we dive into the video, let me tell you that we'll be adding video chapters in this video. You can check them in the video description. This will help you navigate easily through the video. And we'll also be sharing important links in the video description. So please do check out those links. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do subscribe and follow us on Instagram, RMJ Tales. So the first option is do an undergraduate degree here in the UK in one of the UK universities to be a trained teacher. You can do this if you are already in the UK as well on dependent visa. So there is a cost involved depending on the university or the course you choose, and the time period will be 3 to 4 years. At the end of this graduate program, you will be awarded a QTS. QTS is a qualified teacher status that is awarded at the end of the teacher training program in the UK. So this option may not be suitable for everyone, especially if you have a family and you can't spare 3 to 4 years. So we have the rest of the options open for others. So we'll be talking about QTS throughout this video. So let me clarify what is QTS again. QTS is qualified teacher status. It is a professional status that teachers gain at the end of their teacher training. Schools in UK evaluate teaching skills and experience based on QTS. It is not a mandatory requirement to get a teaching job in the UK, but it will be easier to get a teaching job if you have QTS, and it will also be great for your career progression as well if you have QTS. So the second option is about people who have a basic degree, who have some teaching experience in their home country and who have a basic teaching qualification in their country. This is acquiring QTS through TRA. This is absolutely free and you don't have to be in the UK to get this QTS. So what is TRA? TRA is the Teaching Regulation Agency, an agency that is sponsored by the Department of Education in the UK. They will help you acquire QTS if you meet some of the criteria. So let's get into the criteria. The first requirement for this is you need to have a degree qualification as recognized by the UK. So most of the degrees around the world are recognized by UK. So how can we know that the degree that we have is recognized by the UK government or not? You can get to know this by applying to ENIC with your degree certificates, and this will give you an evaluation if your degree is recognized by the UK government. So the second criteria for this is you need to have at least 1 year of teaching experience in your home country. The third is you need to have a teaching qualification that is recognized by your respective body of authority in your home country, or you need to be registered as a teacher in your home country. For India, it will be NCTE. I'll be linking in the description the website of NCTE. The fourth criteria is you need to prove your English language proficiency because UK is an English speaking country. This you can do by doing IELTS or proving that you have done your degree or qualification in English medium by doing ECCTIS. The fifth criteria is you need to be from one of these countries that are listed. So earlier, the countries that were allowed in this list were Australia, Canada, the European Economic Area, Gibraltar, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Switzerland, Ukraine, and the USA. from February 2023, 7 more countries have been added in this list, being Ghana, India, Jamaica, Nigeria, Singapore, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. The 6th criteria is if you have a teaching qualification to teach the following subjects: languages, which are French, German, Italian, Japanese, Latin, Mandarin, Russian, and Spanish. And if you have a teaching qualification to teach maths or science subjects like physics, chemistry, and biology for children aged 11 to 16 years. So if you fulfill all these criteria, you are eligible to apply for QTS through TRA, which is absolutely free, and you can apply for this from your home country. I will link in the description the UK government link where you can check your eligibility if you can apply for this method of migration, and if you find you're eligible, you can apply through the link. I will share both the links where you can apply for the QTS through TRA. And if you acquire QTS through TRA, that gives you a QTS, but this doesn't guarantee you a job in the UK or give you a status to come and live in the UK to find jobs. You will still need a visa sponsor who can sponsor you, and that will enable you to migrate to the UK and then work here in the UK. There is also an international relocation payment, the IRP. I will link down in the description the link to check this from the UK website. You can check that link and check if you're eligible for this IRP as well. The way in which you can migrate to the UK as a teacher is assessment only QTS. So there is some cost involved for this. You can still do it from your home country, and the period of doing this is about 12 weeks. And the requirement for this is: 1, you need to have a qualification, a basic degree qualification from your home country that is recognized by the UK. It should be a degree and not a diploma. Requirement 2 is you need to have a teaching experience of 2 years, or you need to have a teaching experience in 2 or more schools. Requirement 3 is you need to prove your English language proficiency through IELTS or ECCTIS. And the highlight of this method is that you do not need a teaching qualification as recognized by the governing authority in your country. There is a cost involved, as I said, that comes approximately between 1,500 to 4,000 pounds. So what happens in this assessment only QTS? You apply to a teacher training provider in the UK that is approved by the government of UK, who will do a series of assessments to assess your qualification if they can give you a QTS. There is no further training required. The teacher training provider may ask you for a statement of comparability that compares your qualification to the UK qualification. You can get this done by submitting an application to UK ENIC for free. Requirement 4 for this is you need to have an English language qualification and maths qualification to be in the same standard as grade 4 GCSE. If you haven't done GCSE, you can compare your degree and the grade you have got to be equivalent to grade 4 GCSE. Requirement 5 for this is you need to be able to teach children aged 3 to 11 years in primary school. For this, have a qualification in physics, chemistry, or biology that meets the standards of grade 4 GCSE. So if you are planning for this method of migration, you can get in touch with a teacher training provider and submit your documents and find the cost. As mentioned earlier, for assessment only QTS, you do not require to be in the UK. You can still do it from your home country. You can also do it if you are in the UK as a dependent and if you are already working in one of the schools. So this means to start teaching here, you do not require QTS. Not all the schools keep it as a mandatory requirement to have QTS to start teaching. You can gain it during a 4-year period after you have started your teaching. This is called the 4-year exemption period. The school in which you are teaching will also help you in gaining this QTS. You can make use of this 4-year exemption period. Let's see how. You can find a sponsor that sponsors people from overseas to work here in the UK, and you can make use of this 4-year exemption period. So you can come here without a QTS, and during this 4-year exemption period, you can try to attain QTS. So the school in which you are working, the school which has sponsored you, can help you attain QTS during this 4-year exemption period. The openings for this type of migration might be less, but still you can try your luck. I will link in the description the link for this assessment only QTS. You need to find a teacher training provider and apply for this type of migration. The fourth way in which you can migrate to the UK as a teacher is international QTS or IQTS. The best thing about this is you do not need a teaching qualification and you do not require any teaching experience. But if you have some experience, it's well and good. There is a cost involved, approximately 9,000 to 10,000 pounds. The duration of this is 9 months to 12 months. And you can also do this from your home country. That is, you do not require to be in the UK to do this. So let's see the requirements for this type of migration. Requirement 1 is you need to have a degree that is recognized by the UK government. It's a degree and not a diploma. Requirement 2 is you need to prove your English language proficiency through IELTS or ECCTIS. Requirement 3 is you need to have English or Maths qualification that meets the standards of grade 4 GCSE. So what happens in this type of migration when you apply for IQTS? You will be given a training by the teacher training providers that are approved by the UK government. At the end of the training, you will be awarded automatically IQTS. This will enable you to travel to the UK as a skilled worker using a skilled worker visa. Usually the contract will be for 3 years and it can be extended until you are eligible for PR. You can also bring your spouse and children under 18 years in this type of migration. So this type of migration is suitable for people who do not have any teaching qualification in their home country or recognized by their home country, and people who do not have any teaching experience, or if you have some experience but it is not eligible for applying for assessment only QTS or QTS through TRA. So that's all in this video. I hope this is useful to all the teachers out there who are looking for options to migrate to the UK. Earlier, the shortage occupation list in the UK was only for medical professionals, engineers, and few other professions. But now it has been opened up to teachers as well. So I hope you make use of this opportunity and apply to any of these migration options. All the information is clearly mentioned in the Government of UK website. The links I will be including in the video description. I wish you all the best in your migration journey. Teachers play a very important role in the life of a student or a child. So I hope more teachers use this opportunity and come to the UK. Wish you all the best and thank you for watching.